So one of the great things about Zearn is when you open it up, you can click here and try Zearn Math as a student. This is very valuable because during the first few weeks you're going to have to do lots of modeling. So you can actually model Zearn and it will show it as the students will see it. So if you click there, this is just a little disclaimer about the student experience. The student feed keeps students focused. They're only served up the next activity upon completion of the previous one. Now, as a teacher, you can navigate anywhere in the content. Go to the Curriculum tab to access all of our digital and downloadable student and teacher resources. But you can kind of see this is how the students would see it. And it tells them all the lessons that they have completed. And then down here is the next lesson. So it's going to start off with the number gem. They have to make and break in this activity. And it's saying make 11. And you can see 10 and 1, make 11. They can always click the bell to hear it. And down at the bottom are the numbers if they're using an iPad. I'm just using my keyboard. And remember that the number gem is kind of adapted. Well, it's not kind of, it is adapted for the student. So they get to practice on things that the computer program deems necessary based on the data that it's giving. So the kids will have different number gym activities as the computer collects more and more data. Or the program, not the computer. All right, then they're done. They can click done or loved it. And then you can see their next activity pops up. So they would click start and the green button. And you can see that this is a little bit more challenging work, but they can use their place value. It's telling me to make 72. And then it kind of scaffolds them through it. So then it's asking them some yes/no questions. Are there enough ones to bundle? No, we didn't have 10. Are there enough 10s to bundle? Yes. And then bundle 10s to make 100. Oops, sorry, I did that wrong. So we're going to say that's why it's good to model, because then they get to see it. Oops, we want to move this over. And you can see how it's kind of intuitive, but modeling would be helpful. Okay, so they zip line down, and again you get Zearned. Love it. All right, so again, you can kind of see where we are. Now we're at the math chat. Remember, the math chat you can turn on and off, but the students would walk through this. And this is
Hey, Zearn.
This is similar to the lesson that you're going to do in class. So if you think the kids are super high achievers, eventually you can turn that off. But we'll just start with it on until we have some more data. So we'll just do the first part together.
With Kayla and Ethan. Today's lesson is a math chat. In math chats, we'll learn something new together. Before every math chat, make sure you have a pencil, headphones, and your Zearn student notes.
Now remember, they're going to not have the Zearn student notes because they have their problem set and workbooks that you sent home. So you're just going to tell them to write that on paper or on a whiteboard.
Let's jump in. We'll start with these bananas. When you solve a problem on Zearn, we give you directions so you know what to do. How many bananas?
Now this is the introductory one, which is great, but they don't always go through these directions each time.
Are in this bunch. Now you answer the question, and we'll talk about it after. Press the audio button if you want to hear me read the directions.
And again, they can tap down here, or they can put it on use their keyboard.
There are 3 bananas in this.
And something else that I wouldn't advertise to the kids, but you can tell the parents if they're complaining that it's too easy, is they can skip
5
all
groups.
the talking and just go to the problems by just clicking ahead in the video. Okay, so I skipped ahead so you could see the notes part. So they could just literally draw this on their whiteboard or put it on a piece of paper if they really wanted to. And then when they click next,
I'll draw a picture to represent this repeated addition sentence like this. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 equals 12. This green bar means it's time to check your work to make sure it's right. Your notes should match the work on screen. If you made a mistake, cross out your mistake and write the correct answer next to it. Don't erase. Make sure your drawing has 4 groups with 3 circles in each group.
so you can see right now they're just checking their work, and so they can just keep a little notebook with these notes in it.
We can use multiplication when we're working with equal groups. So let's write a multiplication equation to match this picture. There are 4 equal groups.
Okay,
So I'll write 4 here.
you guys get the point, so I'm going to skip ahead. And if you want to, you can go on and watch these videos before the kids do them, just so that you know what to reinforce in your small group. So you can see, even if they don't do it in their note, it's going to ask them to do it on Zearn to check it too, so don't worry too much about the notes. Okay, so then when they're done, they tell them, again, use Zearn, love it, list it. It reminds them to go to the Tower of Power, and then you can see that's up here. Now, sometimes the kids will get stuck on doing something again. You need to remind them that they need to just keep going. So we're going to look at the Tower of Power. And this is just a few questions to check that they're getting it. You can see as they're going through it, it's moving this little line up over here. And I want to remind you that there's the sound as well. If the kids need the sound, they can press the little speaker bell. You can see that they have to model in multiple ways, which is cool. We get to the next level. And we're on the last section. And you can see they kind of have to use the manipulatives too, which is nice. Because they're modeling it out. And then that's it. Then they're finished with the lesson. And it's going to start them again on unlock lesson 2. So they need to make sure that they unlock a lesson before they can move on. And if they click on my stuff, they can always see if they finished the lesson because they'll have the little badge there. All right, that's Zearn as a student.